strange way to start a video. Already took a half of a video here, but it kind of shut off on me. I am changing a starter in the BMW X3. I'll get up and I'll show you everything. I am laying underneath it. I had to take... Oh, also, I kept spinning the camera around, which probably would have drove everybody crazy watching the video. So, if you looked underneath, got a block. So I'm holding a black vacuum canister. Hides the starter from the bottom. Okay, take that out, 1/2-inch wrench, 2 vacuum hoses on each end, and there you see the nice shiny starter that's already installed. Both of my bolts, starter bolts, mounted from the rear. So you reached in beside the transmission. I have a big, crazy long extension cord, or extensions on a half-drive ratchet. I also will use air to assist me on the back one because I can sit there and thread it all day. Everything's connected. I took a small wire right there at the end of my finger off. I'm going to tell you how I took the starter out. Took that wire off, took the power wires off. Oh, please, by the way, disconnect your battery before you try and do that. I learned that the hard way when I was 18. Sparks in my face. There's a third terminal. It's on the back side of the solenoid. All kinds of wire. So I left it on until I had the starter out. Then I just spun the starter and I was able to get it out easy. Comes straight out, basically right at the driver's feet. Comes straight out. All kinds of room here, folks. I've watched videos. They're taking the engine apart to take the starter out. Not necessary. The Beamer is on ramps. Okay. Not hard. I did have to go get a Torx bit set from our auto parts store. What size was it? Hang on, I'm trying to get it or get it in like one of the two. It is the E12. So I'm guessing 12 millimeter. Torx. Let's get some light in there. Torx bit. Can't use a regular. All of the bolts. This is, here, I'll just show you what all the bolts under here look like. That is that's a bolt for the drive shaft. Okay? All the bolts under here look like that. Cannot use a regular socket on it. Okay? So, the E12. 13 millimeter to take the canister off. 13 millimeter to take the big, I guess I need to light back up there. 13 millimeter to take the big power bolt off. A 10 millimeter for this lower wire. And 8 millimeter for the wire that was hiding in back that I left for last. And what I left for last I put on first for install. Here is the old starter. Okay. Now, I went and bought a lighted mirror automotive tool so that I could see, because I'd taken both bolts out. The starter, I could wiggle it, but it wouldn't come out. So I was concerned that there was a screw here. Okay? But it's not. It's a guide pin. The pin stays in the transmission, and it just goes, it rests in there, and it actually helps you when you go to install it. So now, this is the way the starter looks in the engine. Okay? That's the position. So, my first step of removal was take the, actually I took the 2 bolts out. Okay, and then I went after this wire, the 10 mil, the power wires, and this was the wire that I left for last. Once it was out hanging, and then I could just spin and give myself full access, and was able to take it off with just a 8mm socket. Okay, here's the proof in the pudding, guys. The engine has not been dismantled. I didn't even take the air filter out, but I will check it later. So, I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Maybe they had different models, but they were working on. This is a BMW X3 2005. Okay. No reason to take the engine apart. If you have this model, here's what you need to do. A set of ramps. Simple. If you can't, if it actually dies on you, heck, jack it up and put it on the ramps, or put it on some engine stands, whatever you got to do. So, oh yeah, and of course, careful when you close your back tailgate, because when the power is off, the door likes to lock. And I haven't owned it long enough to see if there's an inside release. We've literally had this for a week. The only other issue we've had so far is on the panoramic, or the panoramic window in the top back. This one popped up, wouldn't go down. There is a tool provided in the back. Yeah, my lawn chairs are back there and everything. Well, that'll be another video. I will show you guys. There's actually a tool. I had to take it to, we don't have a BMW dealership up in our Northern Ontario community. I had to take it to Volkswagen. I stayed with Germany, and those boys were able to use the tool and close that up for me. That's the only other issue. Somewhere down the road, I'm going to have to figure out how to unplug that rear motor in order to use just the front window. But that's neither here nor there. So, I'm going to go finish tightening up my starter bolts, and I'm going to try putting you on pause so that I can let you hear it start it up. So hang on a second. Alright guys, the starter bolts are all put in. Again, as I was saying, I took the two bolts out and I could wiggle it. Let's put this in the sun so you can see. Took the two bolts out and I could wiggle it, but it was hung up on this post. And this being the first BMW starter I've done, I was kind of nervous that there might have been a front bolt in there. So I went and got myself a little mirror with a light. This is the on-off. Silly little thing, but the darn thing worked. It gave me, I was able to see, gave me the confidence to know that I wasn't damaging it. So here's my 10, my 8, okay, my 13, right here. I did have the benefit of having a big compressor and air tools, but some of it I did wrench. So here's my crazy long extension so that I could take the bolts out from the transmission side. Half drive, because enough power to tighten down for torquing, and my air ratchet. Once I have it cracked or to the point of tightening, crack it with the big ratchet so you don't hurt your tools. I still do have to mount the skid plate, okay, but I'll spin around because I was laying on my stomach. I'll spin around, put some good light up here. Okay, let's go through here. Okay, again, that's that vacuum canister right there, that black. There's the nut, you can see clear as day, 13 mil. When you move that canister, one nut, two vacuum hoses, just pop right off. You got clear access to the starter. Same as taking any other starter out of any other vehicle. Alright. Only up on ramps. No engine dismantling at all. And we got a functioning, starting vehicle. Now I just have to figure out how to reset everything, for Pete's sakes. again, I closed the tailgate, and my battery wasn't together, so I couldn't even use the key to pop the trunk. Sure, there's a button in here somewhere, but like I said, we haven't even owned it long enough. So I just came through the back door. I did have the cover loose. It might have been a little more difficult to pop it up if it was set in place and locked down, but I'm sure I could have. The tailgate does not hinder at all. I reconnected the battery, and we were good to go. Now I'll just have to figure out, oh, well, for some reason the rock station's on, so maybe not everything went. But I do see that the clock on the dash has to be reset. Well, for some reason, all of our stations are still more or less there. No, they're all there for what we have here in the city, in the northern Ontario. We did have two options up here in northern Ontario. This was the Bosch, okay? This one was the Neopon or something starter. I had the outside bolts on it. The Bosch is not like that. Now, there are differences in the solenoid, and we wafered it out. The one we needed, the Nippon or whatever it was, I'll go get the box here in a minute, was more expensive by like, oh heck, $100. But, I mean, the right part is the right part, right? It stinks to have to pay an extra $100, but again, you need to function. So, there we are. Starter done, like any other vehicle starter from underneath. Oh, I shouldn't close that in case that locks, because we only have one key. We got to get another key made. Beyond that, I'm going to figure out how to post this. Hope I wasn't too jittery, too jiggly. And good luck. Hope this helps. I know I use YouTube all the time. Take care.